Welcome, everybody out there. My name is Matt, and we are here for another podcast on August 21st, 2019. Some of you are out there on Facebook world, seeing us on Facebook Live, and tonight we are discussing Lesson 4 in the 17 Key Principles of Personal Achievement by Napoleon Hill, Lesson 4, Use of Applied Faith. So, under applied faith, we've got some subcategories about understanding infinite intelligence. What's infinite intelligence? Well, thought and belief beyond the veil. That's infinite intelligence. Overcoming disbelief. I guess overcoming disbelief if you have any disbelief about things beyond the veil. Overcoming fear if you have fear. And then replacing fear with hope. And demonstrating the power of your faith. So that is applied faith, and it delves a little bit into the spiritual because of the use of the infinite intelligence. And infinite intelligence is a element of success, or not. Infinite intelligence is not an element of its success in and of itself, but infinite intelligence helps us achieve elements of success. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. When we're able to access the knowledge of infinite intelligence and access the knowledge of other people through applied faith, we're able to gain an edge. And that may sound a little far-fetched in terms of what I'm saying. What's Matt saying? He's saying you can access other people's minds, read people's minds. Well, I'm not sure if that's what I'm saying or not, but I do know I have regular experiences. Like today, I was expecting something in the mail, and I had a thought that it came and that I should call my nephew and let him know to look for it. And next thing I know, he's calling me. So that happens all the time. Enough to where now I start to recognize it. But I'm looking in a book. And I don't think it's in this book, but I was looking in a book for a quote by J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan said one time that the reason he felt he was so successful is because he knew what people wanted before they said anything. And I'm trying to find the exact quote so I can read it to you. But it's going to have to be something that comes at a later time. You know, the very first edition of The Law of Success in 16 Lessons had a book list. And in that book list, it had a bunch of books that referred to things of an ethereal nature. And when I say ethereal, I mean kind of like that infinite intelligence. It referred to a lot of that infinite intelligence. So we will have a study group for more advanced people that want to learn more about infinite intelligence. You can private message me for that. But faith is our awareness, our belief in, and harmonizing with universal powers. We should not simply have faith, we must use it. No doubt we have heard and read numerous definitions of faith, many of which involve religious convictions. For the purpose of this chapter, our own spiritual beliefs are not important, except that we learn to put them, and much more, into daily practice. Now, faith is a state of mind. For it to be useful, for us an achievement, it must be an active, not a passive faith. Active faith is the process of relating yourself to the vital forces of the world, which I call infinite intelligence. So the vital forces of the world is what is coined as infinite intelligence. It is possible to have active applied faith without a positive, definite belief in a supreme being. There are many approaches to gaining such a belief: observation, experimentation, feeling, prayer. There, I'm in the picture now. Sorry, guys. But there's also meditation, and thoughts are legitimate paths. Now, we learn things by seeing their effects or by accepting the statements of people we trust. So we don't just, if we don't accept the statements, then we don't learn it. So if we don't trust the people, then we don't accept it. So we have this internal mechanism where we screen the things that we hear. We may search within the external universe or within ourselves for this infinite intelligence. Now, we're talking about understanding infinite intelligence. It is impossible. I don't even know what I just said, but I didn't catch the same meaning as what I'm reading. It is impossible to have active applied faith without a positive, definite belief in a supreme being. Did you know that? Now, if active applied faith is an element of success, then so is believing in a supreme being. Because this says right here, it says it's impossible to have active applied faith without a positive, definite belief in a supreme being. Now, there are many approaches to gaining such a belief: observation, experimentation, feeling, prayer, meditation, and thought are all legitimate paths. We learn things by seeing their effects or by accepting the statements of people we trust. In our search for knowledge about infinite intelligence, we may search within the external universe or within ourselves. So that's more meaningful to me. I don't know what I read before, but maybe I just skipped over an important part. But the external world, there's infinite intelligence in the external world. Thinking people have always seen evidence of infinite intelligence in the external world. If you're a thinking person, you've seen the evidence. Every process of nature is orderly. The sun does not rise in the east today and the west tomorrow. Now, natural law endures and obtains everywhere. Such order, such continuing adherence to law clearly implies intelligent planning and definiteness of purpose. Ample evidence of infinite intelligence. The sun, the moon, the stars, the seas, the hills, and the plains are not these. Old soul, the vision of him who reigns. Let's read that part again. It says, as Tennyson wrote, the sun, the moon, the stars, the seas, the hills, and the plains, are not these, O soul, the vision of him who reigns? Look at the wristwatch on our arms. Didn't come into existence without the aid of organized intelligence. And we know in this case that the particular intelligence was a human one. We know equally well that this human intelligence did not originate in that single mind, but that it was merely an instrument expressing the force of the natural order of the universe. We could not take that watch apart, put the pieces in a hat, and shake them about. Never in a million years would they or could they reassemble themselves into the smoothly functioning machine called a watch. That process requires deliberate, organized intelligence with a definite plan. Like a watch, the universe simply could not exist, as it does, without being the product of an infinite intelligence. Now, the internal world. We have many senses which allow us to evaluate the external world: touch, sight, hearing, taste, smell. But we also have senses which put us in touch with another reality, the beauty of a mastermind alliance. And it's that puts us in touch with the creative power of others, connecting mind to mind, opening the subconscious of each member of the power, opening the subconscious of each member to the power of infinite intelligence. So with the mastermind, our subconscious gets opened up to the power of infinite intelligence. It's not our conscience, but our conscience is a tool which just puts us in touch with these forces. Now, similarly, when we engage in prayer, we explore the internal world. The power of these experiences have shaped human history again and again. The still small voice that whispered to Saul of Tarsus changed the shape and direction of Christianity. The spiritual convictions that drove Mahatma Gandhi affected not only India, but the approach to social and political changes across the globe. This ability of the human mind to discover, embrace, and disseminate fundamental ideas and concepts is further proof of our ability to enter into a definite positive relationship with infinite intelligence. We can enter into this relationship and adapt it to our purposes in life. This is accompanied by applied faith. Man, our mind has the ability to discover, embrace, and disseminate fundamental ideas. We know this. We can enter into a definite positive relationship with infinite intelligence. We can enter this relationship and adapt it to our purposes in life. This is accomplished by applied faith. Some people do it through prayer, and I recommend that. But this is giving you a step-by-step, inside look on how to apply it. The ability of human mind to discover, embrace, and disseminate fundamental ideas and concepts is further proof of our ability to enter into a definite positive relationship with infinite intelligence. You enter into this relationship and you adapt it to your purposes in life. This is accomplished by applied faith. You have to use the faith in order for it to be accomplished. Now, overcoming disbelief. Some people are like, I don't believe in God, or I don't believe in a higher power, or I don't believe that there's anything out there beyond this world. And we're not here to do anything but introduce you to a way to overcome disbelief. So here it is. Remember, faith is a state of mind which develops by conditioning your mind to receive infinite intelligence. Applied faith is the adaptation of the power of infinite intelligence to your definite major purpose. You have applied faith, and that applied faith is just your belief. And it's the adaptation of the power of infinite intelligence to your definite major purpose. Applied faith is the dynamo of the science of personal achievement, the source of the energy to put your thoughts into action, because it is belief. In faith, we temporarily relax our own reason and willpower and open our mind completely to the inflow of infinite intelligence. Now, our mind is the only thing over which we have the complete right to control. We must control our mind so that it is regularly open to the power of infinite intelligence. Whatever our mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Therefore, do not let self-imposed limitations and restrictions to block the flow of infinite intelligence. As sunlight passes through a prism, broken up into its component rays, so infinite intelligence passing through your mind is broken up into a variety of forms. The belief that you cannot succeed, that you are not worthy, that others stand in your way, that some things cannot be done, each of these will act as an imperfection in the prism of your mind, distorting and scattering the power of infinite intelligence. And if you close the window of your mind to the power of infinite intelligence, through disbelief, you will never experience its benefits. We cannot simply announce to ourselves that we have faith and expect instant results. Faith is a state of mind. Which must be cultivated. Set aside at least an hour a day to contemplate our relationship to infinite intelligence. Look for the ways in which it manifested in our life and for places where its power can be applied. Clear our mind of all negative thoughts of want, poverty, fear, ill health, and disharmony, and take these 3 easy steps to build our faith. 1, express a definite desire for the achievement of a purpose and relate it to one or more of the basic human motives. 2, create a definite and specific plan for attaining that desire. 3, start acting on that plan, putting every conscious effort behind it. Those are the 3 steps to build your faith. Now, what is faith again? It's belief. And you take that belief and you apply it. You go out there and you take the steps necessary. Guys, I run into disbelief just like you. And that disbelief does something to me. It gets me thinking. It gets me stinking thinking. It gets me thinking about all the reasons why I can't do something. And I'm here to tell you that when that stinking thinking starts, it's hard to stop. But I catch myself now. And I want to put myself into a specific state. I don't want to be caught up in a negative thought process. And I suggest that it's somewhat similar to what you guys go through. The more you act on faith and infinite intelligence, the more our mind will open to its power. So if we just acknowledge those thoughts, yeah, you must be disbelieving yourself a little bit today, Matt. We acknowledge those thoughts and we put them behind us. But today is going to be a great day, and I'm going to move forward in applied faith. And you go out and you take those steps and you take that action. Man, that's where it's at. That's where infinite intelligence stepped in, because you fought through that disbelief and applied your faith. Guys, that's when it happens. That's when infinite intelligence is able to penetrate. That's what it said in the book, that you're moving forward in that faith and it softens your resistance to infinite intelligence. Thanks for letting me share that. Faith is like a muscle. Hi, Stephen. Are you out there with us? Faith is like a muscle. We must use it. When we face a problem or question, we can put this fledgling faith into action. Our subconscious has already been conditioned by our acting on faith to believe that we will succeed. Relax our reason so that it does not interfere with listening to the ideas, hunches, and intuitions that our subconscious conceives on the basis of this faith. Look among these suggestions from our subconscious for the solution to the problem. You will recognize this solution by the soundness of the plan that occurs to you and by the feeling of enthusiasm which accompanies its recognition. As soon as you do recognize the plan, act on it at once. Do not hesitate, argue, challenge, worry, or fret about it. Act on it. So what is that saying, guys? Let's take a look. When you face a problem or question, we can put this faith into action, even if it is fledgling. Our subconscious has already been conditioned by our acting on faith to believe that we can succeed and that we will succeed. Just relax your reason so that it doesn't interfere with listening to the ideas that come in. And look among these suggestions of these ideas. And you'll recognize the solution by the soundness of the plan that comes to you, and it just feels right in the gizzards. Act on it. Recognize it. Act on it. Don't hesitate, argue, challenge, worry, or fret about it. Act on it. If your plan does not work out exactly as you expect, repeat this procedure. It takes time to build faith. What does it say? Repeat this procedure. Yes, guys, seriously. When you face a problem or question, you can put this faith into action. Your subconscious has already been conditioned by your acting on faith to believe that you will succeed. Relax your reason and listen to the ideas, hunches, and intuitions that our subconscious receives or conceives on the basis of this faith in our success. And then look among the suggestions. The ideas are already within you. Repeat this procedure if it doesn't work. It takes time to build faith, to open our mind to its application. Remember, guys, most people run from their opportunity to turn towards their mind and actually think. If you want to receive infinite intelligence, then relax your reason. Allow your faith and your belief in your success to shine through. And in that faith, ideas will enter your subconscious and you will be able to conceive plans and you'll be able to just pick from those plans. That's what this book is saying. I never lined it up like that before myself. I'm learning just like you guys are. A final word. If we make our prayers or expression a gratitude and a thanksgiving for the blessings we already have instead of requests for things that we do not have, we will obtain results much faster. That's pretty deep. And it's pretty true. If we have a heart of gratitude, then we are more humble. And when we're more humble, we're able to reach into infinite intelligence better. Because we discussed in another video, humility is the opposite of pride. And when we're prideful, we're in opposition to things. And when we're in opposition to things in general, then we're in opposition to infinite intelligence as well, unfortunately. So you have to have, you don't have to have, a humble approach brings faster results. A thanksgiving approach brings faster results. One where your heart is full of gratitude. What about fear? We got to rid our mind of the fears which limit our beliefs. Oh, people are going to look at me weird. Guys, I think people are going to look at me weird when I start talking about this. But it's about high time somebody started talking about it, because that's the core of the elements of success that Napoleon Hill was trying to convey to us, is this belief in infinite intelligence, this belief in telepathy. Guys, I'm telling you what I believe Napoleon Hill believed. He believed in this stuff, and people thought perhaps that he was a wacko. But I think it's time now, and there's been so many studies done, that we start acknowledging infinite intelligence. So overcome the fear. Overcome the fear that limits your belief, and take these principles of faith and put them into action and test it for yourself. Is it going to make a difference in your life? If you throw your head back and conceive a plan and pick through those plans, it's not going to hurt you. All it's asking you to do is think. Nonetheless, it's difficult. I know even when I'm preaching it here, if I got something that comes up, taking the time to think instead of worry is it's not something I'm used to. But we're learning together, so let's do this, right? Everyone suffers from at least one of the fears. Here are the 7 fears: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, loss of liberty, and death. Those are the 7 fears. So we'll take a look at those 7 fears in another podcast. For today, we'll end this podcast. It's August 28th or 21st. My name is Matt. If you want to find us on Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/4 Northern Direct. You might be watching us on YouTube, Spotify. We're on Apple Store. We're everywhere, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope that this was beneficial to you, and we will see you in the next podcast.